Hi, today I want to show you an interesting thing which was coming up in one of the forums from a user who was having a problem to create or customize the edit control itself. The user wanted to have a frame around the edit box, and basically he wanted to show that this edit control is important to be filled in, and it should be correctly filled. And he wanted to add a red frame around the control, and basically he was having a problem to draw this frame. So today I want to show you how you can do this in Free Pascal and Lazarus. So actually, for that, you need to have, of course, the edit control already on the form. And I was a bit complicating the solution, because I'm not just drawing the frame around the edit control, but also flashing it for showing that this is let's say an issue when the user is filling the form. So for that, I was adding the edit control to the form, and also I was adding a timer. The timer you can find under the system tab of the toolbox, and here the first item, this little watch here, is the timer. So then a few things what I added. I was defining or setting the form on activate procedure, and on the timer I was setting the on timer event and setting the timer to 1 second, so 1000 milliseconds. So this event is called in every second, and you will see what I'm going to do with this. So in the form definition or form class definition, I have the controls on the form, and I also added here a canvas variable, because we need to draw on the form itself, and to draw something extra on the form above the controls. You need to have the drawing canvas attached to a variable. Of course, you can use it directly, but it's easier to link it to a variable, and then use the variable for further let's say processing. As I said, I have the form activate function or procedure. Then I have the form paint procedure, also let's say extended, and then I have the timer procedure, which is called every second. And I also added a variable, a blink variable, which will tell to the drawing function or drawing portion of the procedures that the frame should be drawn or the frame should be deleted. So this is basically the basic setup of the form itself. And later on, I'm using some additional variables just to have certain things got from the form and used for the frame drawing. So in the timer function or procedure, I'm just switching the blink variable to true or false in every second. So basically, this is at every call should tell to the form that which frame should be painted. And why we need to have this here like this, because the paint function of the form can be called anytime. So if you go from one control to another, then the paint function of the form might be called. And then if you are not controlling the frame status outside of this paint procedure, then you might have an inconsistent blinking speed, or you can get a weird blinking effect on around the edit control. So in the form activate, I just set the blink at first to true. Would not be needed because it's either false or true. It doesn't matter really at the start, but let's be correct. Initialize the value at the form activate. What I did not mention that in the timer function as well, if the repaint or the paint procedure would not be initiated by anything else, then you need to call the repaint function or procedure of the form to get it done actually. Okay, so we are at the form paint procedure. So this is what is called every time when the form need to be repainted. It's happening in the background actually, but every time when this repaint is done, the user can add some additional paint activities to the form, and this is what we are using to paint our rectangle around uh, the the edit control itself. So the first thing what I'm doing here is that I'm just linking the border canvas variable to the form canvas itself. So this is needed because the system needs to know, or the code in the code you need to know that where you want to draw these elements, and you need to link these drawing activities to that canvas. So if you would create a new canvas which is not linked to the form itself, then it might create a new window or a new form, and then it would draw there whatever you want. So this we don't want. We want to draw on the same form. So that's why we link the border canvas variable to the form canvas. Then the next step is that I add the auto redraw to true. This might not be needed, but it might be interesting if you have a or you are running it on another operating system. So it's better to set it to true anyway. Okay, then the next point is that we want to make sure that we are drawing around the edit control. So how we can get the dimensions of the edit control is that we are reading out the bounds. So basically the outer perimeter or outer size of the edit control, and the read bounds a procedure or function is basically reading out the actual position on the form and also the size of the control. So we will get the let's say the top left corner of the item, and also the height and width of the item into this edit rect variable. So once we got it, we need to change a little bit this rectangle given by the edit control, because we want to draw around it. So what I'm doing here is that I'm moving this rectangle at first by -2, -2. So basically to have space for a 2 pixel wide frame to be drawn around the edges of the edit control itself. Then we need to change the size of the rectangle. So I'm adding to the width and to the height 4 pixels. So basically I'm moving it by 2 and adding 4 pixels to the size. So we will have a rectangle defined around the edit box, and the distance is 2 pixels. The next thing is that we need to define the brush. So the brush for the canvas will define that how to fill a certain fillable element. And we also need to define the pen, which will draw the frame around the element what we are planning to draw. So here I'm using for the color the form's background color. So if you define a color and you might have a different setting for the form, then you will get a different color to the form. So basically you will see always a different frame around the edit the edit control itself. So to set it to this default color, that's the best. So we are filling basically the rectangle with the same color as the background of the form. The brush style should be solid because we want to basically paint the full area and not like with a kind of pattern or different patterns, but we want to use a solid painting style. Then we define the pen, so we want to have a red frame around the edit control, and we want to have a 2 pixel width frame around it. So then, as you could see, I had it drawn when the blink variable is true, and with the same content, let's say we are drawing it with the default color or the form background default color. Also for the frame itself. So basically we are deleting this red frame. And the next line is basically the drawing function itself. So we are drawing a rounded rectangle around the control. We could draw a very simple rectangle as well, but the rounded rectangle look a bit nicer. So this is the code behind the little example, which is basically blinking a frame around the edit control borders, and let's see how it's running. So as you can see that every second the timer function is basically changing the the status of the frame, and even if you move the form around in every second, this thing is doing the job. However, when you move something on the screen or you click on another item, then the redraw function or redraw procedure might be called. And if you are not using this variable inside the timer function, and you are not changing the status there, then you might have a different let's say blinking effect, and this would not be nice. So this is how you can do this thing. Of course, if you just want to create a frame around the control, either this one or another one, then the way of doing it is the similar thing. The only thing what you need to do is that you are not linking it to a timer, but you are maybe linking it to a to checking this um, let's say if the entry inside this control is right or wrong, and if it is wrong, then you can draw the frame. If it is okay, then of course you can just go on and you can go to the next field. Uh, you can even define such a kind of control with this special effect on it, but it's a more difficult thing, and basically you would need to add this control either let's say dynamically. So when you are defining the class for this custom control with a blinking frame, then you would need to create a class definition, and you would not be able to use easily on the form, so you would not be able to just place it on the design form. For that, you would need to add the control itself based on this special custom class to the toolboxes here on the top of the IDE. But to do this, you need to be very careful, because if you are not defining the control on the right way, the environment might not load properly, or it failed when it's loading, and then you can't do anything with the with the environment itself, with the ID itself. So you really need to test this out on a way that you are not causing issues for yourself. So this control, or this code would work on macOS and also on Windows, just like here on Linux. And this I will show you in a minute. So here is the application on a macOS system, and let's run it with the same code. And again, the edit box frame is blinking as required. So let's see it on Windows. So this is the Windows version with the same code. Let's run it. And as you can see, the frame around the edit box is blinking as on the Linux and on the macOS version as well. So that's all about this extra painting solution or extra decoration solution for the forms. Of course, you can solve it on different ways, but I would say this is the one of the easiest way to do it. Of course, the paint code, you can put it into a separate procedure if you want, and you can define the inside the paint procedure the code a bit let's say easier and better readable, I would say. But for this example, I was just wanted to show, let's say, the mechanism how you can get the area what you want to decorate, and the elements what you need to use to paint something on the screen. So if you like the tutorial, please don't forget to subscribe and come back to my later tutorials as well. Thanks you for watching, and see you next time. Bye.